Okay, so I just found out that there was a problem with the earlier video on the number one trait of narcissism. So, this is something really, really important for people who start to wonder if they are narcissistic when they emotionally disengage, because to many of them, the emotions are so overwhelming and so difficult that they just sort of freeze in front of the emotions and avoid them by backing away emotionally instead of reaching out and being present with the emotion in another person. So there's been this comment and question: am I narcissistic in that way if I get overwhelmed with the emotion that I see in another person and I just wall off and I can't say anything? For example, I remember when somebody used to pass away, and there were all these condolences and all these people, and you were expected to go and say something to the grieving family. It was very, very hard for me to do that because it felt very fake. It felt very uncomfortable to mouth these kinds of words, because I frankly felt inadequate in front of what they were going through, not quite sure what I could say to them that would help them feel better. I didn't know if they would appreciate somebody talking to them when they are in that trauma, whether they would actually prefer not to think about the loss, or whether they'd rather be left alone. Because in my experience as a child, I saw a lot of people coming together in these moments when somebody had passed on or something horrible had happened, but especially at funerals. It just felt really difficult to go up and say something to that person. So, was that narcissism? Please post in the comments below what you think, whether that was narcissistic or not. So, but here's the thing with narcissism: we are looking at a personality type that has higher traits of narcissism. Narcissism is present in every human being. It's a necessary sort of characteristic or trait to survive. But narcissism is not healthy in many, many ways, because it reduces a person's ability to be empathic. And when they are not empathic, they are unable to be fully present to another person. And sometimes it can be very, very hurtful to other people. In fact, it's nearly always very hurtful to them. And the funny thing about narcissism is that narcissistic people are most narcissistic to people who are closer to them, and they can be very difficult with other people as well, especially if this is narcissistic personality disorder. But the people who kind of bear the brunt of that personality are usually people who spend more time to them with them, so they'll be kind of more difficult with people who are closer to them. So the top trait, so let's get down to it and then just say it: it's the lack of remorse. A narcissist, a genuine narcissist will not feel deep regret or remorse when they do something that hurts another person. An empathic person will spend maybe years wondering if they could have done something differently that would have led to a different outcome. And so they need help with letting go of, trying to fix everything and trying to be everything for everyone and try to make everyone happier and better. And the narcissistic person, on the other hand, needs to start taking more responsibility for the impact of their behavior on other people. So they're at opposite ends of the spectrum. But generally, the top trait for narcissists is that they always, always, always have difficulty in acting from a place of empathy and kindness because it's so difficult for them to feel genuine empathy for anyone. And that may freak out a lot of people because narcissistic people can often fake empathy. They can appear very sensitive, they can appear very vulnerable. However, they are very, very unable to really respond and act from a place of empathy. It's not their strong suit. In the face of something horrible, narcissists will not empathize with the victim because they do not identify with the victim. And so there's a lot more about this in the top 10 traits of narcissism. But for now, just this top trait is the lack of remorse and the lack of empathy that narcissists have. So, in the helping professions, professions where people earn a living from helping people, do you think there wouldn't be as many narcissists? Because really, it's about the person coming in for help, it's not about the narcissist. Or do you think there can be narcissists in helping professions like medicine, nursing, mental health, and all the whole spectrum of coaching, yoga, and all of them? Do you think it's possible that it would attract empathic people and not narcissists? Or do you think that there's, narcissism is everywhere, including the helping professions? I'd love to hear an answer to this question. What is your opinion about it? And number two, do you have a personal story to share about narcissism? For that, I'm going to make a separate video and share a little bit about my own personal journey through narcissism. And I'm going to put it up there. And if you would like to share your personal story, either coming onto this channel, and we could do that, or just posting in the comments below, I'd really appreciate hearing from you and sharing some of the burden and giving each other support in dealing with this global issue that affects so many of us, our happiness, our hopes, our dreams, and most importantly, our health. Thank you so much.